Hi there, I'm Richard, welcome to Burning Spears. Today I'm going to be cooking a flat iron steak, also known as a feather blade steak, top blade steak, or butler steak is a common UK term for it. Essentially it comes from the chuck, and it's a very tender cut, great marbling, and I'm going to be serving that on as a bruschetta with homemade tapenade. So stick around to see how easy it is and to see the cook, real simple cook. Great ingredient to cook and great in this application. So being Wagyu, it's got more marbling than traditional, and it's a very uniform muscle group, so it's easy to cook exactly the same. You know, your doneness will be equal throughout the piece of meat. And this is British Wagyu. I haven't cooked it before. I've done most other cuts, but let's see how this one turns out. I'm just going to want to take out some of the sinew that I can see on it a little bit. There is some silver skin mostly removed. There's some there, so I'm just going to tidy that up a little. Okay, so very simple. Just going to use kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, just to get the meat to hero. Now, while I might look all gorgeous, I'm hanging today. Real rough week at work. Too much red wine last night, so I'm having to hydrate quite excessively, so hopefully I'll develop some sort of personality as this video progresses. So not so much hair of the dog, probably more hair of the wolf that's required today. So real simple prep on the meat, and I was planning to braai today, but we were supposed to have sunshine the whole day in the UK, but typically it started raining. So I'm going to use the KJ today. Super hot fire. I'm going to put some South African thornwood in there to get the flame to literally flame grill or flame cook those two cuts of meat. So because they're so thin, you want to guarantee that you've got some pink in the inside. At best you can get medium rare. Typically you'll probably hit a medium on these, but that's why I'm going to use pure flame on there. So hopefully that works out. It should. Alright, so apart from the good quality beer, let's get into the ingredients for the tapenade. So traditionally tapenade is made from black olives. However, my favorite olive is a Kalamata. I think it's the most flavorful olive in my opinion. And I like a little bit of a mix, so in my tapenade, so I've got some green ones as well. So slight different variation for my recipe. And then I've got some parsley and some basil, just to add a little bit of herbiness to it. Remember, strong and salty, so you want to have some nuances in there. You can't, otherwise you may as well just use an olive paste. The other big classic ingredient for tapenade is capers. There's about a tablespoon of capers here. That's about 1.5 cups of olives, by the way. Then, because I don't eat anchovies, I've substituted anchovies with a sun-dried tomato, or bits of sun-dried tomato. So that will probably be about 1 heaped tablespoon, and then some garlic. Normally 1 clove of garlic, but I've gone for 2. I'm going to go for a little bit of lemon juice to lift it, and then of course the all important olive oil. So real simple to make, takes 2 seconds. In the blender go all the ingredients apart from the herbs. And I normally want about a tablespoonful of lemon juice. And I'll start with 3 tablespoons of the olive oil. And once you've done the main pulse, then you put in the herbs. So as you can see, it's not a super fine paste. It's still got a bit of chunk, a little bit of attitude. I hope you can hear me over the rain. But I'm going to want to gloss it up a little bit. So I'm going to put another dash of olive oil in there. Because it's a bruschetta, I have some baguette that's cut. I've cut it at an angle to give better surface area. And I want to put a little bit of olive oil on. And then of course season it with salt and pepper. Extremely important to season your bread when you're doing this. Season at every step and your food will be better. Now another trick is to rub the bread surface with some raw garlic to give it a garlic bread-esque type of flavor. I don't even think you'll notice that with the tapenade. Tapenade being an extremely strong flavor. Very salty and all around delicious in my books. A lot of people don't like olives. I don't know why, but all to their own. For me, it's like a fresh, or they are like a fresh mouthful of seawater. Take your eyes off these at your peril. They can cook extremely quickly depending on what sort of heat structure you've got. I'm just after a little color, a little crispness, and that's it. Right, that's the bread done. Now to simulate the braai flavor and to get the flame to cook them in, I've put 2 blocks of nice sycamore wood in there. So basically it's a braai now. Okay, so the wood has caught alight, as you can no doubt see. And these are literally going to be probably not more than almost a minute aside in the flame in total. I might flip and flip and flip. We'll see how it goes. Right, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Right, so it's still steaming a little bit. I could let it rest a bit longer, but the rugby's on in 10 minutes, so I'm going to get cracking. Here's the thinner one, and I'm going to cut against the grain. So the grain is running this way. And I'm going to want to go nice thin slices. That's just beautiful. This one should be a bit rarer. Bit of silver skin running through there. Hopefully not all the way through. It's getting smaller now. Amazing, amazing flavor. Because it comes from the chuck, the shoulder. It's really, really meaty and beefy. Delicious. Because it's a strong flavor, you don't want to go too thick with the tapenade. I'm feeling a lot better now than I did at the start of the video. So the tapenade, I tasted it. Beautiful, typical tapenade, except with the use of Kalamata olives. Way more bang for your buck. More olive. And way more exciting in my books. The beef cooked really well. Nice and quick cook. Could be great for a starter at a braai. Because it doesn't take long, you can do it in the beginning of the cook when the fire's hot. Perfect little starter snack. So let's check it out. I could have finished it off with some parmesan on top. Could put a bit of rocket on it just to make it look more healthy. But you could see how tender the meat was. There's no pull or anything like that. Let's see the next bite. That tapenade flavor is just coming through. No seasoning required because the tapenade is salty by nature. Probably I should have put some more capers in the ratio. In the recipe, the tapenade recipe, in the link below this video, in the description, I will put a little bit of a slightly increased amount in capers because I think it needs it. The Kalamata is so strong that you just need to pick up the caper level. That is just tons of flavor, tons and tons. Cheers. Great stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're still around. Luckily you're not here to see me devour these the way they're going to be devoured. In front of the TV, the rugby is about to start. So I'm going to bounce. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like every video. Please like, if you like it, of course. And looking forward to seeing you again next time. So without any further ado, that's it. And the bloody rugby's on.